Simcha, celebration, Simcha, Simcha, celebration of life.
Hello and welcome to Simcha, a celebration of life. With me, your host, Aaron Halevi. In today's show, we look at the element of air within Judaism, visit the Nachon Museum of Italian Jewish Art, and conclude our series on Lithuanian legacies. The four elements of earth, water, air, and fire have been part of Jewish thought for centuries. Over the past few months, Rebbetzin Natalie Riess has been exploring the meaning behind these elements and how they translate into our daily lives. Today, she elaborates on the element of air, which is the source of speech, spiritual meditation, contemplation, and one's intention in praying, as explained within the inner dimensions of the Torah.
Today we're going to talk about the element of air. Air, as we know, is very amorphous, is very abstract. It's all over the place. And yet it's that breath, that hope, that faith, that place in us that always gives us this whisper of keep going, it's okay. And as women, we face so many different things in our lives, so many challenges. We connect to this place in us that whispers, that intuition, it's all going to be okay. When you tell a woman, pray for something or ask for something you really want, I don't believe it's too hard for her to search within and know, how to pray. It's not really taking a prayer book and going, to a synagogue. When you say prayer, it's really talking your heart. It's really talking and whispering your desires and what you want to be, what you want to become. And if you notice, none of the things a woman does is for herself only. We as women, whenever we do something, we do it and it ripples throughout the universe, because that's the power of femininity. Femininity is not just a concise, small thing closed. We are always expanding. In Kabbalah, actually, is explained that a male, is compared to the letter Yud, which is the smallest letter in the alphabet. But it's not because he's small, but because it's a dot. It's like the idea. It's that first thought, that first thing, that concise, precise, drop, dot, idea. A woman is the hay, which is expansion, which is creation, which is development. So with our personalities and with that feminine part of us, of developers, of becoming, of transforming, that's when we can change the world. We're living now in the end of the 6th millennium, where it's promised that at the end of the 7th millennium, the redemption is going to come. And now we know that in the order of the Sfirot, which are the there are various explanations for what are the Sfirot. So it's one is sapphire, which is an illumination, and one is Sfirot from Lispor, from counting, and also from a Sipur, from a story. So what's the story of our soul? So it relays, the story tells us that the last Sfira in the tree of life, in the Etz HaChaim, is Malchut, which is majesty, royalty. And this is the feminine Sfira. This is the feminine of all. And why is it? The interesting thing about this Sfira is that she gets the energy from all the other Sfirot. From all the other 9, she gets all the concentration, and then she takes it into the world. So you see that that's almost like the personality of women. We're recipients. We get the energy. We get the energies from our husbands in order to be fruitful, and we get the energies from the world and we turn it into something. We get the energies from the food we buy and we turn it into a meal, and in our families and everything. But in the times of the redemption, that Sfira is going to rule. That's the Sfira that's going to take over the whole entire world, because that Sfira has the power, because she has taken so much for so many years, that now it's the time to reveal it. And now it's the time to go big. And this is my call for all women, that now it's the time to really go big. Now it's the time to connect to your fire, to your dreams, to your desires, to what you always wanted to do, to turn it into something big, to go out in the world. There's no more time to stay behind the scenes or to work like a man. Give your best and work with your woman powers. Use all that feminine powers, because even in this generation, we see that that's the feminine, that's what's ruling. It's the feminine energy. And all this need to learn and to understand and to grab and to grasp, it's all coming from there. The feminine energy, that openness, that need to understand and not to do anything just because someone said so or someone wrote so, but to really understand it from a deeper level, from really, really that intuition, that kind of refinement, I would call it, that comes from the feminine energy. So really, it's about everybody, all women, getting up, doing whatever they dreamt. Everything is out there waiting for all of us to really be the best version of ourselves, because it's the only way to really change the world. And the redemption, when we hear redemption, what does it mean? Someone's going to come. Redemption starts with each and every one of us. The Geulah, that redemption is really redeeming ourselves, redeeming that closed, submissive little woman inside of us. Release her and let her out in a good way, channeled, in a modest way, in a beautiful way, in a majestic way, but let her out, because that's the only way that we can really feel the total redemption of the world. So for you, I wish that you connect to all the 4 elements within you, that you anyways carry with you, that you should connect to that fire, but yet you should be like water. You should flow with what life brings you, because we don't control everything around us. But also be like earth and take everything that life brings you and bring it to fruition with whatever you have. And then always pray and always have that hope that things can always get better.